Before that, though, the parents of a gambling addict who took his own life have accused the government of being asleep at the wheel in their failure to regulate a gambling industry they describe as predatory and parasitic. An inquest into the death of Jack Ritchie, who was 24, found that regulation, NHS treatment and government warnings about the dangers of gambling were woefully inadequate. Sky's home editor Jason Farrell reports.
Jack Ritchie was 24 when he wrote an email to his parents saying he was past the point of controlling himself. He felt the only way out of his gambling addiction was to take his own life. An inquest into his death at Sheffield Town Hall concluded that whilst suicide is always complex, it was abundantly clear that gambling contributed to Jack's death.
This is the first inquest of its kind to examine the link between suicide and gambling and the way it's regulated, and it found that information, warnings and treatment was all woefully inadequate at the time of Jack's death, and more needs to be done to prevent future suicides.
Jack's parents, in court every day for this two-week inquest, say now is time for the government to act.
They're a parasitic industry, and we've had a government that was asleep at the wheel. They have been collusive with these parasites.
The rulings really today are seismic. They are a recognition of the failures of government and the dangers of gambling. It's very clearly accepted. There's a really strong link, which has been known for decades, about the relationship between gambling and suicide.
Jack's gambling started when he won big, aged 17, on a fixed odds betting machine, but his luck would run out as he turned to online gambling. Campaigner and former gambling addict Matt Zarb-Cousin says regulators haven't kept up with the industry.
On online slots, there's no limit to the stakes. On online roulette, there's no limit to the stakes. There's no proper affordability checks. So we've basically put a casino in everyone's pocket. And I think that the regulatory framework is clearly not fit for purpose. I mean, it's not taking into account that there is a risk to life for people who engage with gambling. It's promoting it as if it's, like a fun fair or something. There's something much more sinister going on.
The industry says it's committing more money to help with addiction, and regulators, the Gambling Commission, told Sky News, since Jack's death in 2017, we have accelerated our drive to make gambling safer. This has included increased enforcement and compliance activity, clamped down on online slots products, increased online age and ID verification, and brought in new rules to stamp out irresponsible VIP customer practices.
This inquest has been about justice.
Liz and Charles Ritchie say much more is needed. The coroner agrees and has sent a report to the government setting out how to prevent deaths like Jack's, which will inform a review into gambling laws expected to come out this spring. Jason Farrell, Sky News.